Well, insurance isn't a very sexy topic, let's face it, at the best of times. So how do you go about selling something we all love to hate? This morning we're looking at the effectiveness of some recent insurance ad campaigns.
Trevor! Trevor! Trevor's in the tree!
I have totally got this.
And of course, everyone knows this one.
Save on car insurance with
A little Redfoot,
Advertising experts Dee Madigan and Dan Gregory join us now. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning.
You know, I know it's hard to make this stuff sexy, but let's start with AAMI. They've moved away from the character-driven ads of Katoot and Neil the fireman.
Yeah, and it's very, very smart to do this. No one in the history of the world has bought insurance from an ad. You know.
Oh, do you reckon Katoot
No.
made insurance famous? Katoot and Rhonda?
No, I think what this does is what people do is when they, everyone, pretty much 60% of people will research online. And what AAMI does, this new ad, it's just like a brand ad. It's 30 seconds of AAMI. So it means that people will remember AAMI, go online and research AAMI.
I know there's a lot of controversy about this AAMI ad, you know, subservient women. I don't know, are we getting too politically correct and taking this stuff?
Well, no, not really, because insurance is really selling reassurance. And what this ad is doing is every time you've got a problem, this nice person's going to show up and fix it, and that's kind of what you want from insurance.
I actually feel sorry for the AAMI girl, though. Because this campaign's been running for like a decade, you know, and all she gets to do is to the camera, and she probably saw this script and thought, you know, I studied at NIDA, I can finally bring something to the party. And all the good parts go to other women.
The thing with AAMI, though, what they've been clever with, they've kept AAMI the whole time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's been sort of something that's tied all the ad campaigns, no matter what they do together. Does that work?
That's exactly what it's about. If they could have got away with a 30-second ad just sitting on their logo, AAMI, they would have. This is actually the next best thing to it.
And she's a mnemonic device, so she shows up on the brochures, on the posters, so she connects all the different pieces of the campaign.
Good on you, Amy, for getting out from behind the desk. Look, let's move on to Vogue, taking a different direction this month, featuring Zoolander on the front cover. This is hilarious, and obviously a very well-executed publicity stunt by the magazine, Dan.
Well, it's also a good publicity stunt for the publicity department of the movie, because Zoolander 2 is coming out in February. So I think, you know, what they've done is a really nice partnership that actually broadens the readership potentially for Vogue, but also works really well for the movie. I'd love to think that in the magazine, all of the fashion spreads have people pulling blue steel.
They do anyway, I think, don't they, Dee?
Yeah, and I think also once Vogue had the Kardashians on there, they kind of moved out of that really sort of high-end thing anyway and started to have a bit more fun with the brand, which I think is
Yeah, I love the fact that you've got someone poking fun at the fashion industries on the biggest fashion magazine.
Yeah.
Moving on, and Chris Hemsworth has been named Tourism Australia's new ambassador. Dee, do you think he will help boost numbers?
I will watch. I will watch every ad that he's in.
I'm happy that if all the Americans think that we all look like Chris Hemsworth.
See, I think that's a problem. It's an over-promise. Because I work in the United States a lot, and I'm the same age as Hugh Jackman, and I always, whenever I'm in the US, people look at me like, oh.
But the thing is, they're going to have paparazzi following them anyway. In a sense, it's now going to be working for Australian tourism.
Rolling ad.
Particularly if his brother keeps dating Marley.
I feel what's great about this, though, it takes someone who's obviously proudly Australian, who looks kind of like that sun-kissed Australian, but everyone knows him already, as opposed to some other campaigns, like the Bingle campaign, where they had to introduce a new person, you know, to audiences.
And he lives in Byron. And he surfs, so he's kind of the real deal.
He's got lots of muscles.
I'm going to watch every single one of his ads. Over and over again.
Works.
He's not the only
It's
one.
his integrity.
Yeah, it's integrity. I love watching his integrity.
Maybe we can get together for a viewing party.
Oh, calm down.